Hey guys, it's AB.Marley here, your brother from another mother that you ain't got no other.
It's your girl Nevaeh, your sister from another mister, because
Papa was a rolling stone. Hey.
Let's talk about it. It's Tuesday.
Happy Talk Tuesdays, mother suckers.
I can't take this guy nowhere.
No, she can't.
Alright guys, so today we are going to be talking about college.
Woo!
Some of us have been, some of us have not. Some of us might have just walked on the campus. Some of us might have browsed it through a brochure, and that was as far as we got.
I was hoping so, because I don't know where you was going with that. But I digress. Listen, we're going to be talking about what colleges can and can't do for you, what the lessons you're going to learn throughout the series of just learning to go to school again, but at a higher rate, basically. Personally, for me, I went to college. I went to CLC for like a semester. I was thankful enough to get a school grant to be able to put me through the first semester in the first place, only to not really complete my course because I had personal issues going on and I had to postpone it, and 10 years later I'm still postponing it.
As for myself, I went to Harry S. Truman, one of the city colleges of Chicago. I went there for one semester, and I was just trying to go there to get all my geners out the way. But some stuff came up in my life, and I decided to not return to college after that. So here we are.
Yeah. Well, it was a process, honestly.
It was. The number one thing I would say is when you guys are applying for college, the one thing that you want to do is that, number one, when you're applying, go to a school that you want to go to. Don't go to a school that your friends want you to go to. Don't go to a school that your parents want you to go to. Don't go to a school that your other family members or classmates or whatever want you to go to. Go to a school that is for you, that fits for you, whether it be online, whether it be a campus. And number two, if you are applying for a school and you do not get accepted into that school, do not be discouraged. Always have a second option. And if you don't get accepted into that college the first time, try again. It doesn't hurt to try again. But make sure that when you are applying, that you want to go to a community college first. That way you can
test out the waters, basically.
You test out the waters, and you can get your general education out the way. And the only thing that you would really have to do at a university is just get your major and your minor completed. That's it.
Well, I was going to say, like, when it comes to the ways of teaching, it's not that your classes are for you. It's sometimes the teacher and the way they show you, like, multiple different ways to getting things done. Because, like, I'm more of the hands-on approach. Like, you have to physically show me.
So you're like a kinetic learner.
Yeah.
Which is like you gotta be, auditory, which you gotta hear it and you gotta see it.
Yes.
You gotta be involved.
Yes. Like, once I get a few practices in it becomes a habit.
A lot of people are kinetic learners. It's pretty common.
Yeah, so I mean, like, cause like some of my teachers would, like ask questions or would explain it to me, and I'm like, I didn't understand it. Could you repeat that for the second time? Or sometimes it takes me a moment to comprehend a situation. That's why I'm kind of slow at things when I'm reading like any kind of stories, whenever I'm watching a video or I'm doing something in the moment where it takes a minute to process through my brain, and then you go from there.
Don't be discouraged because you may not get it right away. And that's okay. No one is perfect. We are all human. We all make mistakes. Practice makes perfect.
Heck yes.
But
Because
at the end of the day, the only way you're gonna get there is if you keep putting up an effort for it to make it happen.
you do know you have to make time for it too, because at the end of the day, you know, we complain to a lot of these companies and places that we work that they don't, you know, like when it comes to bus fares or fees to getting home, it's like we'll make a comment about they don't pay our fees, or they're not, you know, working with me when it comes to my schedule because I got all this other stuff going on. When in reality, it's all about you making things work for you. Because the job that you have, if it's not working with the schedule that you've got, then that's not the job for you. You need to move on to another one. If you're
That was like
no, but I'm saying like balancing out your schedule so that you can finish your class courses, whether
Definitely.
you're online,
Mhm.
physically. You know what I'm saying?
you know that we're in college. A lot of people usually just picked up jobs as servers, which being a person who had been a server, it is a much easier job to get because usually you can do that part time.
Flexibility. With
It is to a degree. It's easier than most jobs because usually with serving, you usually start at a time, and if they really don't need you, then you can always go.
Yeah.
But when they need you, and that's one of those jobs you just can't be like, oh, I'm gonna call off. Like you can't do that. But just going back to the whole college thing. You know, after finding out the college and things of that nature. Also going to a college, don't go to a college because of the reputation, like partying reputation. You gotta remember, you're not going to college to party. You're going to college for an education. You're going there to hopefully better your life. Don't waste your years that you should be trying to get a degree partying and flunking out and wasting your money, wasting your time, wasting someone else's time who could be where you are trying to better themselves. That's not fair to the people who want to be in that position and they can't have it because someone who decided that they were going to spend all their time partying is in that spot. Some people only way out is through college. You never know what someone's situation is. And to go from that, we're going to talk about life after college. A lot of people who have been to college, you get these degrees, you got your names on these papers, you are successful, but you can't get a job. What do you do? What do? You got the degree, but you can't get a job because everywhere you apply, they say you need experience. You tell them, well, I just got out of college. What do I do?
Get the experience, or
go get the experience. It's going to be hard.
Either that or it's based on someone that you know, because at this pinpoint of me and my experience, a lot of people get these jobs positions is because of someone that they know on the inside. It's not about the experience anymore, at least from what I can see on certain aspects of jobs. And what you guys have to basically understand is when you're scheduling yourself for these job positions, this is what you're taking away. If you choose more,
they're going to end up getting internships and getting those internships and having to work for free maybe a year or two thinking that they're going to get the experience, but you're probably just the errand boy or the errand girl, and now you stuck in a situation that you can't get out of because you're like, well, dang, I just got out of college, I've been working this job for like 2 years, but I'm not getting paid. What do I do? I owe money from my student loans. I'm in debt. When you're going to these schools, you need to know what you're getting into before you get into them.
Do your research. That's the first step. Do your research.
Yes.
On the college, on the campus, on like
how much you're gonna pay.
Yep. And then once you plan out and see how much you're going to owe, are you willing to risk it to continue to move forward? Is this going to get you to where you need to be at? And then the most important thing that you need to know about some of these jobs, the job position that I have now compared to
get into a company that you think you can excel in. You get into a company, like especially like a corporate company, whether you have a degree or not, and you get into one of those companies, if they see that you have potential, they will pay for you to go to college. Some of these companies will pay for you to go to college because they want you to succeed in their company. Not all, but some. And if you feel like college is not for you, or you then change your major like 4 or 5 times or whatever, you're just like, man, I don't know what I want to do. That's okay. A lot of people change their majors. A lot of people change their major at least like 4 to 5 times before they really figure out what they want to do. It's completely normal. It's completely normal.
Yeah, it really
just
is.
Pick up a trade. It's less money, and you get a certificate, and it's less time that you actually have to go to school. You can be a barber in like 6 months. You can be a hairdresser in 6 months. You can go to school to be a pharmacy tech. You can be a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, and you can still make good money just off of these trades. You don't have to necessarily go to college to make money. There are more people who have went to college that owe money and are making less money than they thought they would because they never got a job in a career that they thought they were going to get a job in because they went to school for it. Or you have some situations where people go back to school where they get their doctorates and they try to apply for a job and they can't even get the job because now they're overqualified.
I never understood that overqualification. I know it's just to keep somebody in place, not to pay them, so they keep the price range around there.
They literally just say that you're overqualified because they don't want to pay you more money.
I just find it stupid.
Which, if I have this degree, whether or not you need me or you don't tell me that I'm overqualified. Obviously, I can do the job, and I can do this job well. And if I'm willing to take a lesser pay despite the degree that I have, you should honor that.
Yeah, that's the truth.
If I say that I need a job and I have this degree, forget this degree that I got, just help me out.
Yeah, it really becomes ridiculous when they say that you have overqualification instead of just giving you the job. So it's like try to sit there and say that you want a simpleton to do your job, and then once you get that person in and they make those mistakes, you're gonna get rid of them or you're gonna keep them. And some companies just don't out and check out. They don't even care.
They get laid off.
So it doesn't.
And it's unfair because you went to school for all these years, you put in all this work, all this money, just to be told no. And
anybody can tell you no. It's just the fact that
you put so much work and effort into it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because you just got one no. You gotta go to other places.
Yeah, true, but it's been drilled in people's heads. The only way you're gonna be anything is if you go to college. You're only gonna be anything if you go to college. You won't make any money if you don't go to college.
Depends on which company or what parents are teaching who. Like being a doctor, you need to go to college for. Like,
you need to go to college for like 12 years, though.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna see no money until way after that 12 years because you gotta get the experience. So now you done went to school for 12 years to be a doctor, and then on top of that, you still gotta go to like training, or you gotta like tell people like things and all that stuff just to even get yourself the feel for it.
Yeah.
And you may or may not even get a job to be a doctor after that. And you done spent 12 years of your life in school. And probably applied to numerous places to get a job. And got rejected. Because you don't have no experience. That's what it was. They do their residency. Their residency. Bottom line is, guys, do not be discouraged. I'm not saying that you should not go to college. Go to college. Get you an education. But make sure you do your research. Make sure you plan. So that way, after you graduate, you're not in debt for 20, 30 years, for the rest of your life, trying to pay off something.
Don't spend all your time partying. Like, I get it. Like, it's stressful at times. And you got places to be and places that you want to go because you feel like you're young and the world is your oyster. But
really definitely have to be serious about your finances when it comes to college, because the last thing you want to do is screw yourself over so bad that you can't even afford to live. That's the worst part. Not being able to afford to do anything because you're getting money taken out of your checks because you got to pay these loans back for school.
Just like we'll stay forever in debt, though.
Exactly. It's man, going to college sometimes is worse than paying a car note. At least you can get rid of that in like 4 to 6 years.
That's true.
College, you paying that for an additional 20 years on top of interest.
Call me Jay.
Yes, that's what my scariest thought about going to college was, is being like I didn't even finish my first course, and I said, man, now if I did finish this, and
you could pay a house off before you could pay your college.
Yeah, I said it too, but that's the whole point. That's how America works. They want to put people in debt so you consecutively owe them. We as the people are paying off the country, in a sense. Or we're paying the education on board based on how much we owe them consecutively. It's a forever business that's never going to go away, because even if you pass on, that money's going to go
somebody gotta pay it.
Yep.
Well, guys, we about to wrap it up. You guys,
I'm just laughing at you because she's like, wrap it up. I was just twisting my hair at that point.
Be safe. Make smart decisions when it comes to your college and your money.
Yes.
Education is important, but don't also let it consume you.
Don't let a lot of things consume you. You know how we talked earlier about our morals. We talked about being an inspiration. And we talked about another earlier video about voting. This is the same thing that we're telling you guys repeatedly. Take well good care of yourselves. Treat people with the respect that they deserve. Make sure that you guys are trying to do better for yourself so that you can be happy and realize that there are other people out there watching you, seeing what you do. And if you can't do too much for yourself, then what are you doing in the world that you're trying to make? Keep your head up, keep smiling, and do the best you guys can. And we'll catch you at another time. This is AB.Marley and Nevaeh. You guys have a wonderful night. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Is your brother from another mother, AB.Marley here. I truly ain't got no other.
And you are listening to the soft and wonderful sounds of Nevaeh plays. Your sister from another mister. Because you know,
Papa was a rolling stone.
Papa was a roll.